guys, Nicole here, Nicole Sachs, LCSW, as you may have gleaned from the name of this YouTube channel. I am here today to discuss trauma and what it means to say your pain has a story to tell. So I have this Facebook community that I created recently called JournalSpeak with Nicole Sachs, LCSW. Please look us up on Facebook and request to join our group because we are having a beautiful and active discussion all the time on pain and on JournalSpeak and on healing, and it's really, it's an awesome supportive community. So today, I checked back in after having been gone for a few days. I was caught up in the blizzard in Philadelphia with my daughters at dance competition. It was really fun, let me tell you. And I wanted to check in and come back, and I had a request to make another video. And so I said, all right, I'll go put some makeup on. So here I am. And I want to talk today about an excellent topic, which is, what does it mean that our pain has a story to tell? All right, well, if we're going to address this question, the first thing that we need to come to understand, and I speak about it a lot on my channel, but I can't be sure that everyone watching this video has seen my other videos. So let's discuss the most basic tenet of my work, which is an emotional exercise can cure a physical condition. And so, and if there is any question for you about that, please, I invite you to go and watch Healing Yourself series 1 through 4. You will understand very much that what I mean when I say that. So the work I've been doing for many years involves helping people, guiding them through this process called JournalSpeak in order to help them relieve themselves of chronic pain and conditions. And one of the greatest hurdles to any emotional work is trauma. Trauma in our childhoods, trauma with family members, with abuse, with neglect. So many of us have experienced trauma on some level. I mean, quite frankly, if I'm going to be honest, every one of us has experienced trauma on some level. So when I say pain has a story to tell, and we need to hear that story, oftentimes when we have trauma, the trauma is so upsetting, and the trauma comes laced with shame and with embarrassment and with anger and with sadness. And because we can't undo the past, and because sometimes we're still in relationships with people that cause that trauma, we feel like, well, there's nothing to do to change it, and there's nothing to do to undo it, and I feel the way I feel about it, so I just have to live with it. And so that might work for a certain period of time, but when you are debilitated in chronic pain, and when you are plagued with any sort of symptoms that keep you stuck in life, I believe it is really in your best interest to take a look at how the emotional trauma may need a safe way to rise to your consciousness and to have a voice. I often talk about giving pain a voice. When I have a back pain or a shoulder pain or a neck pain, I know that it is my 5-year-old inside trying to get my attention, right? How does a kid try to get your attention? Mommy, 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 mommy. They'll keep going until you look at them and say, yes, sweetie, what is it? What do you need to say? If my neck is having a pain and every day it's it's poking at me, it's saying, I have something to say to you. Now, you might say, well, all right, fine, I'll listen. How do I do that? And that's why I teach people JournalSpeak. JournalSpeak is a safe and effective way to give that pain a voice. And like I said, in Healing Yourself 1 through 4, I go through all the ways to understand what I'm saying and the process by which to do this for yourself. And if you need some support, please go to my JournalSpeak page on Facebook. And of course, check out my website, thecureforchronicpain.com, where I have an online course that really takes you through it intimately, day by day, with videos and guided meditations and art therapy projects, and really is a comprehensive way to do this for yourself. Having said that, what does it mean that my pain has a story to tell? So I have had clients many times, once we start working together and once they start coming to terms with some of the things that have happened in their life, that can connect the specific pain they're dealing with events in their life that seem to actually speak to the place in their body that is hurting. I have had people who have been the subject of sexual abuse be debilitated with pelvic pain. I've had people who were completely parentified as children and their parents just gave them way too much responsibility, and maybe they're children of alcoholics or of chronically ill parents, and they get horrible shoulder pain or frozen shoulder. It's almost like the whole world is on their shoulders. And this might sound trite, but it happens over and over and over again. I mean, for years, people with burning mouth syndrome feeling like there's so much they have to say and it's just not okay to speak. The, unspoken rules in their family are we don't speak of it. We don't talk about what happened with so-and-so that time. That is, we just don't. We just ignore and hope it just goes away. And that is the rules in their family. So your pain has a story to tell because your pain is in your body for a reason. It is there to remind you that there's a place within your mind-body system that is not being heard. So what I like to tell people about their JournalSpeak practice is if you've gone through my series or if you've taken my course or if you read The Meaning of Truth, you know that we have this whole process we go through where we make lists of childhood, of daily life, of personality, and all of that is super helpful and really, really important for you to do. But if we're speaking specifically of trauma and that your pain has a story to tell, what I like to do sometimes is sit with whatever's bothering me. And I have to make a note here, which is I don't have the cure for human pain. I have the cure for chronic pain. Human pain is inevitable. Sometimes we feel things in our hearts and sometimes we feel things in our bodies. Everybody feels pain. Nobody guarantees you a life without pain. But chronic pain isn't really about pain. Chronic pain is about fear. Chronic pain is about emotional paralysis where we don't feel like we are possibly going to be okay and all the meaning we create about what our pain is going to do to limit our lives. And that's what perpetuates pain. And so when I say that I get pain, of course I get pain. I'm the guru of this shit and I get pain because human beings experience pain. So let's say, for example, I have a headache. I just took my kids to a 4-day dance competition that was basically canceled and not canceled and snow and all this craziness. It was so stressful and I had a headache for about half of it. So I can say to myself, I have a headache. And I can take out, I like to journal on my computer. Some people like to do it with a pen and paper and say, headache, what are you trying to tell me? What do I need to know? And so I'm just going to mentally do this for you right now just to give you a sense of what JournalSpeak is, okay? So I'll use the example of this past weekend. So I love my daughters. They are 10 and 12 and they are excellent dancers and they love to dance and it's their passion and they love to compete. So I don't begrudge taking them to a dance competition. However, we had a blizzard. It was so much more difficult than we thought it was going to be. It was canceled for one night. It was rescheduled, canceled again, rescheduled. There were so many things that happened in the course of the weekend. So my story of the weekend is I took my kids to a dance competition. It was a little hectic. There was a lot going on. They were disappointed that they didn't place where they wanted to. That could be the story. But here's the JournalSpeak. So if I said to that headache, what are you trying to say to me? And the headache might say, this is crap. I don't want to be here. What about you? Does anyone ever care what you feel, what you want? These girls love to dance. Do you know how much money this is costing you? Have you even thought about what this could be in the future? All right, now let's catastrophize in the future. You're not going to be able to afford to send them to Juilliard. What are you even thinking? What's the point? I hate being here. The other moms are really annoying. I mean, whether that stuff is true or not in the moment, you are feeling those things. Now, of course, with trauma, the pain is very deep and the story it can tell can take time. Sometimes we need professional help, therapists, partners to take us through that. And sometimes it's possible to do it by yourself with your JournalSpeak practice. But the point is, we use JournalSpeak in order to give our pain a voice. And every pain, no matter what it is, has a story to tell. And when we consider trauma, especially a specific trauma, like I said, I had a client who had sexual abuse that led to pelvic pain. That pelvic pain was her nervous system and her brain protecting her and saying, I'm going to make it so nobody can hurt you there again. And of course, that may be adaptive, that may be evolution helping us stay safe, that may be fight or flight mechanism kicking in and saying, all right, well, I'll keep you safe. No one can go near you if you're in pain. But we both know as human beings, we all know that's not the way we want to live. Our pain may be protecting us in some fashion, but we don't want to live with our pain. We don't want to live with the limitations that it brings. So I wanted to just tell you in terms of the methods that I teach and that the JournalSpeak methods, the practice, is that on every day, on each specific day, it's not going to be like, oh my God, I cured my pain. This is it. I had a great session and I'm better. But I promise you, if you commit to the practice like you commit to any practice, like if you exercise every day, your body's going to look different in 2 months. Like if you diet, you're going to lose weight. Any practice, if you stick with it, will change you. And the thing with chronic pain is people don't think anything can change it. They've tried the medical model. They don't want to be addicted to opioids. They got the injections in their back. It's not working. And so they sit there and they say, well, I mean, I would do the exercise if the exercise would help. I would eat differently if eating differently would help. But for this specific thing, nothing is helping. And what I come to you, the gift I give to you today is actually, there's something that can help you. It is simply learning to properly feel your feelings. If you were traumatized and you have feelings around that, and your pain is trying to tell you a story, but you don't know how to listen, then the pain has no choice but to stick around. But if you practice JournalSpeak, if you learn how to do this, and like I said, I have all these tools out there to help you learn how to do this, and then you make a practice of it, 20 minutes a day, picking a topic from your list, or if you feel like you're doing the same topic over and over, just writing down, why am I so blank today? Why am I so sad today? Why am I so ashamed today? Why am I so angry today? Why am I so happy today? Whatever you're feeling, and start to write. What it does is it opens up this channel in your mind-body system, and it gives you a path, and you start walking on that path. So let's say you start with, why am I so happy today? Maybe you're having a happy, great day. I'm so happy because my son just seems like he's in such a good place. He has a girlfriend now, he's doing better in school. And then all of a sudden, something happens in you and fear slips in because you've opened yourself, you're listening now, and you say, but you know what? I can see it. It's definitely not going to stay good. He's just like his father. And what if that teacher gives him a bad grade and then he loses his self-confidence? And you start going there. So you just keep writing. Keep writing. Give that fear a voice. We all catastrophize. We all worry. We worry about our work. We worry about our kids. We worry about our finances. We worry, am I following my passion in life? Am I fulfilling my goals? Do I have a purpose? Am I enough? Was my mother right when she said I would never amount to anything? We all worry. And what happens is that worry and that fear and that shame and that anger gets stuck. It gets stuck in us, and it manifests as chronic pain and symptoms as a way to keep us. So if we're focused on the physical, then we don't have to cycle in this cesspool of fear and of worry that there's nothing we can do about it. We can manage our pain. We can go to doctors. We can make decisions to not go somewhere or do something that we want to do. And then we can get upset and we can talk to friends and we can feel connected to people. And there's nothing wrong with feeling connected to people. There's nothing wrong with having support around your pain. That's fantastic. That's wonderful. But if you're ready to make a choice to do something differently, in addition to looking for support, to actually do something to end your pain, I'm here to tell you that that's possible. And this is not conjecture. I'm not saying this because I'm some, bubbly Pollyanna who wants to say, I want everyone to feel well. I'm saying this because I've been in private practice now for over a decade, watching the most miraculous things take place. I have mothers who are in wheelchairs running 5Ks with their kids. I have people who are on disability. I had one patient on disability for 7 years. We worked together for 6 months and he's back to work full time. This is not a fantasy. This is a very deep reality. And, based on Dr. Sarno's work, I worked with Dr. Sarno for many years. He was a colleague of mine, he was a mentor of mine, and very dear to me. And his methods, I have taken them and I will continue to run with them because this is the most healing, beautiful journey that you can take. Now, it's not always easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. You have to do the practice. But indeed, your pain does have a story to tell. Your pain has a voice and it is looking to hear. And it is 5 years old. It is just a little sweet baby inside of you saying, please hear me. Please listen to me. And like I said, I have these tools. I can teach you to give you methods to give that pain a voice and to allow it to rise. And once things rise, they transform. And when they transform, the ugliness that you felt doesn't become true anymore. You come to forgiveness, you come to peace, you come to self-love instead of self-loathing. It is a beautiful thing to watch, and I see it every day. So I hoped this helped a little bit answering the question of what does it mean for my pain to have a story to tell. And please join us at JournalSpeak Facebook page, JournalSpeak with Nicole Sachs, LCSW. Please visit my website, www.thecureforchronicpain.com. Check out my course. I worked really hard on it to make it comprehensive and really take you through the steps of healing. And I hope to see you guys all again really soon. All right, keep warm and dry.